This video is going to be relatively short, but it's an interesting breakdown of the most famous figure associated with every Argentinian football club. I'm only including 20 teams based on the historical all-time table of the Argentine First Division, going from the one with the fewest points all the way to the top spot. Starting off with Tigre, the first person that comes to my mind here in Argentina is Sergio Massa, former mayor of Tigre and pretty prominent politician in the country. Then we have Rodrigo La Hiena Barrios, a former boxer and WBO super featherweight world champion. And finally, Pablo Lescano, lead singer and frontman of the legendary cumbia band Damas Gratis. He's a die-hard Tigre fan. He grew up in the area and regularly rocks the club colors and merch. Next up is Atlanta, featuring Sebastian Wainwright, a mayor, comedian, radio host, and TV personality nationwide. For Colón de Santa Fe, the most recognizable fans are definitely the cumbia group Los Palmera. You probably know them from their viral video Soy Sabalero and their iconic performance at the 2019 Copa Sudamericana final opening ceremony. There is also Hugo Daniel Toto Iñiguez, a local fan who went viral after being caught on camera bottle feeding his newborn baby right in the stands. He actually won the FIFA Fan Award at the FIFA The Best ceremony in London back in January 2024. Other notable fans include Daddy Brieva, an actor and comedian famous for being part of the massively successful comedy trio Midachi. And on an international level, Marcos Chino Maidana, former pro boxer world renowned for his epic wars against Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Adrian Broner, as well as being a two-weight WBA world champion, super lightweight and welterweight. Moving on to Chacarita Juniors, their most famous fan was Carlitos Balán. He was an actor, comedian and TV host, a legendary figure in Argentinian children's entertainment for generations. Just above Chacarita is Banfield. The most famous supporter is Nicolás Tagliafico, who actually came up through Banfield Youth Academy. He's now a world champion in Qatar 2022 and a two-time Copa America winner with Argentina. There is also Eduardo Dualde, a politician and lawyer who served as interim president of Argentina between 2002 and 2003. To wrap it up, Piero de Benedictis, an Italian-born naturalized Argentine singer and songwriter famous for his iconic hit Mi Viejo. Es un buen tipo, mi viejo. Some also associate Evita Perón with the club. Back during the 1951 First Division Championship, Racing Club, which had a heavy backing from Finance Minister Ramón Cereijo and Banfield, ended up in a title playoff. Evita, already battling with her illness, publicly rooted for Banfield, famously asking, "Which team is the humblest? That's the one I want to win." Ever since, that Banfield squad went down in history as Evita's team. Next is Platense. Nowadays, their most well-known fan is the popular Italian streamer Momo Benavides. However, back in the day, the biggest icon was El Polaco Goyeneche, one of the greatest and most legendary voices in the history of Argentine tango. Then we have Ferro, backed by Chano, the frontman of the hit pop rock band Tambionica, and well-known sport journalist Gustavo Gravia. When it comes to Argentino Juniors, I could kick things off with Diego Maradona since he came up through their youth academy, but to me, Maradona belongs in the debate between two other massive clubs. So instead, I will mention former Argentine President Alberto Fernández, the actor Luciano Castro, and sport journalist Marcelo Benedetto. Higher up in the list is Lanús. They got Gustavo Cordera, singer and songwriter and former frontman of the iconic rock band Versuit Vergarabat. Then there is the rapper Homero El Mero Mero, and Laucha Acosta, a true club legend who won several titles with them. And of course, this legendary fan right here.
29. ¡Aguante Lanús! ¡Aguante Lanús! ¿Qué me importa a mí River y Boca?
Sitting in last spot before we hit the top 10 is Rosario Central. Their most famous fan right now is Angel Di Maria, World Cup and Copa America champion, who recently made his emotional return to the club. You also got rock legend Fito Páez, famous actor and comedian Alberto Olmedo, and believe it or not, Ernesto Che Guevara, the doctor, the politician, the guerrilla leader, and key figure in the Cuban Revolution. In fact, there is a popular chant that mentions all of them. You can check it on my video about original songs in stadiums. Now we enter in the top 10. For Newell's boys, the ultimate fan is obviously Lionel Messi, but it's interesting that they also boast several world-class managers like Lionel Scaloni, Tata Martino, and Marcelo Bielsa, and the pop star Nicky Nicole is a proud fan of Newell's too. And of course, we have also this fan. Next up is Huracán. They are backed by the actor and comedian Coco Silly and the TV legend Carmen Barbieri. A step up on the global scale is the singer Residente from Calle 13. But for me, the biggest figure is Ringo Bonavena, a famous Argentine heavyweight boxer from the 60s and 70s who went toe-to-toe with legends like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Alright, moving on to Gimnasia de La Plata. The first person that comes to mind for most Argentines is Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, former president and vice president and a massive political figure in the country. You also got pop stars like Maria Becerra, who recently sang the national anthem at a major tournament final like the World Cup. And finally, the world-renowned cardiovascular surgeon René Favaloro, historically famous for developing the coronary artery bypass surgery technique. Then at number 7, we have their city rival, Estudiantes de La Plata. I would say Juan Sebastián Verón is the most famous figure. On a more local note, there is an actor, Federico Delia, best known for playing Santos in the legendary Argentine show Los Simuladores. Then comes Vélez Sarsfield. Their fan base includes the late journalist and comedian Jorge Ginsburg, a news anchor Cristina Pérez, and actors like Gonzalo Heredia, Nicolás Cabré. In music, they have tropical icon Gilda and the rocker Adrián Otero. And of course, the biggest music producer on the planet right now, who routinely holds the spot as the most streamed Argentine artist globally, Bizarrap. Vélez also claims what I consider the greatest club-level manager in Argentine football history, Carlos Bianchi.
Cuando asumí por primera vez en el año 1998, el 27 de mayo, yo dije en la conferencia de prensa que yo era hincha de Vélez. Yo nací en Vélez, yo sé cuánto lo quiero a Vélez. Y yo sé muy bien de que también no tengo que equivocarme en los sentimientos y que el profesional tiene que saber muy bien también de que no se tiene que confundir.
And fun fact, Bianchi also played for the club. A lesser known fan is the chess prodigy Faustino Oro, who became the youngest international master in history and even faced Magnus Carlsen, who many consider the GOAT of chess. To wrap up Vélez, we have Don Pepe Amalfitani. Their stadium is named in his honor, and National Club Official Day in Argentina is celebrated on his birthday. Sitting at the 5th place is Racing Club. First off, Carlos Gardel, the undisputed GOAT of tango history. Historical club records officially show Gardel as a registered member number 11,860. Another icon of Argentine music, Soda Stereo frontman Gustavo Cerati, was also a fan. Then you have actors like Guillermo Francella,
Hermosa mañana, ¿verdad?
top streamer Coscu, and the immortal TV host Mirta Legrand. Some rumors say that Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, might be a fan because of a viral photo of him wearing racing shorts. Hollywood legends like Al Pacino and sprinting icon like Usain Bolt both officially became honorary club members. And a legend says that John Lennon was a fan too, because the story goes like this. He said, "I like Racing," in a press conference right before the 1967 Intercontinental Cup against Celtic, though no confirmed audio was recorded. In the 4th place, we have Independiente, featuring Ricardo Bochini, the greatest title in Independiente history, 4-time Copa Libertadores winner, 2-time Intercontinental champion, and 1986 World Cup winner with Argentina. He's actually the reason why many people say that Maradona was an Independiente fan growing up, because Bochini was Diego's idol. The club also has elite players like Kun Agüero, Carlos El Pío Valderrama, Dibu Martínez. Also musicians like El Piti, León Gieco, Duki, Andrés Calamaro, plus Marcos Galperín, the founder of Mercado Libre. Some say that Stephen King is a fan. Well, it may be, but the coolest fact of all is that Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Buzz Aldrin, the club made the Apollo 11 astronauts officially members in 1969, days before the moon landing, sending their memberships cards via US Embassy. Armstrong later confirmed during a visit to Argentina that they actually took an Independiente pennant with them to the moon. In 3rd place, we have San Lorenzo. Unquestionably, their most famous fan is the Pope Francis, the first Argentine Jesuit and Latin American Pope in history. He's followed by the global Hollywood star Viggo Mortensen, best known for The Lord of the Rings as Aragorn. Other notable fans include TV icons like Marcelo Tinelli, Rodolfo Barilli, Iván de Pineda, and Susana Jiménez, alongside rock legends like Vicentico and Papo. At number 2 is Boca Juniors. I have to start with Diego Maradona, even though some argue that he belongs to Argentinos Juniors because it's where he debuted, or Independiente because he was a Bochini fan. The reality is that Diego was a die-hard Boca fan through and through. Then there is Evita Perón. Before meeting with Juan Domingo Perón while she was a rising young actress, she posed for Cine Argentino magazine, rocking the Boca jersey and kicking a ball with the player Nano Gandulla. While it was just a promotional shot, many fans take it as a proof of her love for Boca. Current President Javier Milei and former President Mauricio Macri are also Boca fans. So is the F1 driver Franco Colapinto, international football stars like Antoine Griezmann and Thierry Henry, tennis legends like Juan Martín del Potro, and rock icons like Indio Solari from the Patricio Rey y sus Redonditos de Ricota. Even Liam and Noel Gallagher from Oasis have declared their love for Boca. And well, obviously Juan Román Riquelme. And finally, taking the top spot is River Plate. Starting off with music giants like Charly Garcia, Joaquín Levington, Lali Espósito, and Luis Alberto Spinetta. They also have tennis legends like David Nalbandian, Guillermo Coria, Gabriela Sabatini, and Guillermo Vilas. In sports, they have world champion boxer like Sergio Maravilla Martínez, NBA legend like Manu Ginóbili, and football icon like Zinedine Zidane. On the screen, famous actors like Luciana Lopilato, Diego Peretti, and Ricardo Darín, plus former President Carlos M. and media personality Wanda Nara. So to wrap things up with a random fact, Kylian Mbappé is apparently a fan of Sarmiento de Junín. That's it. These are all the famous fans that I could compile. If you know any other big names I missed, drop them down in the comments below.